I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became food. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's Friday, TGIF. We about to get right off into it, man. I know y'all see the title. So that's what everything gonna be about. I got some things I'm gonna speak on that not in the title. We about to get into it, man. I hope y'all had a great week. Most people that weekend on Friday get to decompress for the weekend, spend time with family. So whatever you got going on, man, I hope all is well, man. And I got a great show for y'all tonight, man. We about to get into it, man. Just trying to get a few things set up, man. Yep. We gonna get right on into it. Into it. I should have did this before, but it's all good. So I guess we're about to get on into it, man. And I'm gonna start off with, you know, a few exhibits um with the topic, which is gonna follow in directly to my second topic. Um so let's get it popping, man. Let's get it popping, man. So we know that exhibits. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with a few exhibits, man. It's so funny, man. Um, over the last 10 years, before that, nobody ever heard that. Nobody ever said that. This wasn't even a thing. That Donald Trump all of a sudden became racist. Um, with no proof. There's never any substance that goes behind it. Is always coming from someone who's emotionally brainwashed from what the liberal media have told them. And over the last 10 years, to be honest with you, just to be perfectly clear, supporting Donald Trump, uh, or I'm gonna say the lack thereof, going against him, speaking negatively against him, you automatically that's pretty much the cool thing to do. So a lot of people do it without, because you gotta understand, man, in this grand play that the Most High is the director of, most people are drones, bro. Most people are drones. Most people are just here. I call them extras. That most of them are extras. There's only a few stars, a few co-stars, but most people here are extras. Stand over there by the wall right here and don't move. That's it. They just here to be swept by every way, keep up with the Joneses, and it's just pathetic and it's disgusting. And I just hate to see it. It really aggravates me, especially when you putting a claim out that like that about somebody. Listen, it doesn't matter. I mean, Trump, not my family member or nobody who like personally connected to me. But he is a president that I like. He's a figure that I like. I've always liked him, like everybody. A lot, like I said, a lot of people stopped liking him because they were told to. Over the last 10 years, man, and it's just so crazy. And and I'm gonna get into why that is. Before I get into why that is, I just want to prove what I'm saying, because if you know me, um, which I'm sure most of y'all don't in the YouTube world, uh, I done laid it out on my social medias over the years. I done told you personally, but for the people in the YouTube world, because there's so many people who actually don't know what's going on. They don't know. They hear things, they see things, they see the response to things, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? So they've seen over the last, because you gotta, again, I gotta say this again, it's not trying to down nobody or nothing, but I'm just keeping it real. Most people here are drawn, and they don't know, they don't know what's going on, they don't care what's going on. Um they go to work, take care of their business, go home, get on Facebook, social media, watch Netflix, go to bed, start over the new day. Especially the people with families, children, spouses. They don't really have time. And so what happens is they cut these news stations on, and um, they say to themselves, "Well, these people on the news, why would they lie to us?" They don't understand a lot of things. They don't have the and when I say the IQ, I'm not being derogatory. I'm not trying to talk down on nobody. Excuse me, but IQ is not how many degrees you got, not how smart you are, but IQ is the way you process things. How can you see something and process it? Now, I will say this as well. You have to have discernment, because discernment will tell you when something is right and when something is wrong, even when it's supposed to be right, even if it's painted right, if you got discernment, you'll know it's wrong. So when somebody tell you something, that's why I say always pray for discernment and pray for wisdom. Those who pray for discernment, wisdom, and understanding, right? those three things, your life will improve way much. Dealing with the quality of people that you'll allow around you, the decisions that you'll make when you have wisdom and discernment. And again, I also say this in my videos: asking God for wisdom for some people, not for me. Some people will call it a blessing and a curse. I call it a blessing and a blessing, but the reason why some people will call it a blessing and a curse is because when God coming to you and give you that discernment, that spiritual discernment from Him, it'll uncover some ugly thing that you don't want to see. You need to see, but again, the truth sometimes hurts, and some things you'll see in people you love, even in certain things that you were trained to believe, like such as things like the civil rights movement and Dr. King with this discernment, this wisdom will begin to come to you. Not to mention there's people out here like myself, people like Chad O. Jackson, people like Thomas Sowell, people like Jesse Lee Peterson, who will give you the history from living in it, number one, or documentarian like Chad O'Jackson. He's around my age, but he did a lot. He's a documentarian. He did a lot of research about it. He deep in history. He's a historian, such as myself. So when you begin to uncover certain things, going in hand with that wisdom and discernment, you can uncover some ugly things. You can uncover some ugly truth. There's some things that you could uncover, and it's gonna be like, damn, man. Then you get that fork in the road. Is you gonna have pride and say, man, forget all that. I'm gonna believe what I want to believe, which most people does. Or you gonna say, you know what? New information. I gotta update my software. Hey, I was lied to. So I gotta brainwash, literally, like wash my brain from the lies and let me relearn. Unlearn and relearn is a very tough thing to do for some people. And too many people have pride. That's one of the issues with our people. And that again, this channel is all about correction for my people. I'm pro truth. I'm pro Christ, so anybody can listen. But the thing that I'm giving is too many of our leaders, started headed by Barack Obama and the likes of Jesse Jackson and Sharpton and all these people, who are supposed to be our black preachers, who are supposed to be telling us right from wrong, who are supposed to be correcting us, but they're not doing that. They're telling us to look elsewhere. And it's real weird when the preachers do it because first, in one sermon, you telling me that if God for me, nobody can be against me. And then in the next sermon, you telling me that the white man holding me back. And it's just, that's an oxymoron. But I wanted to start off with Donald Trump. Uh, and just from this administration to his first administration, he's proven, even if, let's just say for the sake of argument that he was racist at one particular time, which is we know since the beginning of time, since Donald Trump was on the scene, he was always dealing with black people. And I know some people may say, well, he was only dealing with these black people because it was a financial thing for him. That's the same stupid argument that people said about Jerry Jones a couple of years ago when the video came out or the picture came out of him looking at all of the black kids, looking at all of the black children when integration happened. And they said, well, Jerry, it's not that he likes black men, it's that he likes what they can do for him and the money they can bring him. But what y'all don't never understand, even with Donald Trump, what y'all don't never understand about people like Jerry Jones, if the NFL stopped today, if the Cowboys stopped today, they're not going to be hurting anybody but black people and people who got aspirations of going to the league. That's the only people that are going to be affected. They're not going to be affecting. They're not going to be affecting Jerry Jones. He's rich already. Same thing with Donald Trump. You may say, well, Donald Trump only did this, and he was only attached to boxers and black people in the 80s and all that time because they were financially connected. But the thing about that is this: again, he was still going to exist whether those boxers or anybody he was in business with existed. And we know that Judge Joe Brown came out with a video. I might have to find that video. Matter of fact, I will. Let me find that video. Shout out to Robo, man. It's all love, brother. I understand. It's all love, my brother. But yeah, we're gonna get off into that. And I got a video I gotta find what Judge Joe Brown actually said at one particular time. This before the man was president. This was before he was president. Um, and this guy was the only person that some black people was able to go to get loans for their businesses, loans for certain things, and start a program. And he wasn't even Donald Trump wasn't even trying to be a venture capitalist. He was just giving them the money, telling them, "Look, pay me back what you owe me." You know what I'm saying? Like, and he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, and this was like I say, this was way before he was president. The things he did in the first administration, people said, "Oh, he's just doing that for the black vote." And like I tell people all the time, ain't that's what he's supposed to do? Ain't that's what the president of America is supposed to do, right? Ain't he supposed to do stuff for a vote? Black people been voting for the Democrats for what 60 years and not get anything. They haven't got nothing from the Democratic Party. And if you say, well, the Democrat Party passed the Civil Rights Bill, well, JFK was a Democratic president and he put that in place. And of course, he got assassinated and his vice president ended up passing it. But the Democrats was against the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. It was the Republicans that was supporting those bills. The KKK was the Democrat. Jim Crow, Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So the Democrats have never done anything for people. So when you say, oh, Trump was doing this for a vote, that's what the president is supposed to do. That's what all races understand, that your president is supposed to work for you. That's his job. So he have to say certain kind of thing is he's supposed to follow through. And most of the time they don't, because we know that the Democrats have lip service. They have great lip service, which is more and more black people are seeing through. But they have great lip service, but when they get in office, we know they have never done nothing for black. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is, like I say, for the gentleman, Mr. Robbo in the comment section, shout out to Mr. Robbo, Robert or whatever his name is, for coming through. But uh, it's a lot of things that they don't know, and I hope he stay in this chat so I can show him. But there's a bunch of things that a lot of black people don't know about Donald Trump, and even now. You know, this man is still. It's funny. He's still showcased, and I mean, that's why I say, bro, Donald Trump. Even when that situation, whenever I seen that situation with him and Obama sitting next to each other in their funeral, and how he was just sitting on side of how he was just sitting on side of Barack Obama laughing, and like they was good friends. It just it did something for me because I'm like, after somebody talk about me, most of y'all can't do this. It take the real Christ. You got to have Christ for real in you to be able to. Somebody talked about you, called you name, racist, Nazi, and all these things in your losing season, and then your winning season. Because now this funeral was directly after Trump had won. So now I'm in my winning season. After you talked about me like a dog, and now you sit on side of me, I don't know if I could have been like Donald Trump. I wouldn't have been, want to do him nothing, but like you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. Not Donald Trump. Donald Trump laughed and like it was no big deal. And I don't know if I could have did that. Most people can't. But again, going back to Donald Trump, man, I'm just gonna give y'all, like I say, I'm using it for a reason because it's gonna go into my next topic. But the thing is, it's a lot of these things that people don't know about Donald Trump. And they have believed the lie. They have believed the children of the lie who have spread lies about this man, that he's racist. They never have no substance to back it up, but they have believed it. And the thing that I'm about to show y'all, a lot of y'all never seen. So without further ado, let's get into it. Judge Joe Brown just exposed the fake narrative that the left. He doesn't have bodyguard. Let me see. Judge Joe Brown just exposed the fake narrative that the left created.
How do you feel about the people that feel like Trump is racist? He's dated black women before, like the woman he always showed up with on the red carpet thing. She was a fine model right before his current wife. I can remember one time I went on to a conference in New York. So we go. There's this tall white guy coming in, and all the brothers hanging around with him. But he doesn't have bodyguard. He just walks in on his own. He sits down and he's glad handed and in the animated conversation with everybody. So who the hell is that? Oh, he's a billionaire we got around here. Dude's name is Trump. Trump Towers. Oh yeah, that's the dude that owns it. Oh, he hanging with the homeboy. Judge Joe Brown just exposed the fake narrative that the left created. How do you feel about the people that feel like Trump is racist? Is Trump a racist? I don't think so. I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who, back in the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to go check with Donald Trump. So they come back and tell me they got a loan from Donald Trump. He gave them a term loan. Show up with the interest and the principal, one check. But they had to go see him first. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, "This what you supposed to pay me? This our agreement?" I said, "Yeah." And then tore the check up, shook their hands, and congratulations. Now run your business. He didn't have any problem with dating a black woman, walking her down red carpets. Most people don't know this. He did was the finance man behind Jesse Jackson's 2 runs for president. Wow. Is Trump a racist? I don't think so. I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who.
Let's go to that. Not only was he the financier, of 2 of Jesse Jackson. Speaking of Jesse Jackson, who, God rest his soul, just passed away. Not only was he the financier for both of his presidential runs, as you just heard, he was a big time donator for his Rainbow Push Coalition. Let's check that out.
What type of racism is this? I now want to bring forth a friend who has, he is deceptive in that his social style is of such. One can miss his seriousness and his commitment for the success is beyond argument. When we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, he gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of the style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person who's an effective builder of people. Last year was part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so a year later, Donald Trump for 2 minutes challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here, and I was with Jesse last year, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a little different. Jesse started off by saying, most of the wealth in this country is in the hands of a few. And I thought to myself, is that a bad thing? What's wrong with that, Jesse? But he did have an expression last year, and I was just telling Roger, he had an expression last year, the wall on wall must fall. And you haven't used it today, and I'm very disappointed in this, Jesse, because I thought it was a great expression. And I heard the expression about 14 times, and then he came to me at the end of the session, and he said, listen, I want some office space in your building on Wall Street, because the wall on wall will fall. And I said, it's okay, Jesse, I'll make a good deal with you. I'll get you some space. You'll pay about $40 a foot. And he said, no. I don't want to pay 40. I said, how about 30? No. It was the cheapest deal I ever made in the history of 40 Wall Street. Is that right? He got it for nothing. He's a very tough negotiator. We know that.
What type of
We're gonna play part 2 of that. Shout out Critical 509. Shout out, man. Happy Friday, man. God bless you.
Yeah. You know that, right? He's a terrific guy. We love him, and I'm here for him. And the snow came, and I said, nobody's going to show up. And look at this place; it's packed. Well, I just say a few words. I mean, Wall Street and New York City and this whole region is doing unbelievably well. I'm building a job on the West Side, which is the largest job ever approved by the New York City Planning Commission. You see it going up along the West Side Highway. It's almost 10 million square feet. It's 18 buildings, and it's really going to be something. I will tell you, a large percentage of the people, and especially in construction, that are building these great jobs are Black and minorities, and I'm very proud of it. We have close to 25%, and I think the number's going up, and they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is Black and minority folks. So I just want to thank everybody in the room for being here. I look forward to some questions, and then I don't know how we're ever going to leave this building today, because if you look outside, it is terrible. But we'll figure a way. There's always a way. And thank you, Jesse, and congratulations.
and with all of that wealth, Trump wants a free ticket to the fair tonight. You can't make this up. Now, did you catch the part when Reverend Jesse Jackson said that as a Black man, when he first ran for president, Donald Trump was one of the only people who came in support of his campaign? When other people thought it was laughable, Donald Trump was there. Exactly. But the fake news media today is trying to tell you and I that this man here has always hated Black people and minorities, that he's a racist. You can't make this up. I found this video online and I had to share it. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you and your family. God bless Donald Trump. Catch you on the next one. Wow.
Donald Trump, for 2 minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Okay, so let's go to some more stuff. Just a few more things before I really get off into how this feed off into my next topic. Let's keep this in mind. Let's not forget this one. We gotta keep everything in perspective now. Gotta keep everything in perspective. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm trying to get it the way y'all can see it. Let's see. Damn. See that? Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson thanking Donald Trump for the private donation to several, not one, not two, not three, several. You can't read it? Shout out to you, Steve. Shout out to you, my brother. But let me get it close to you, so hopefully you can see it. I know you can see that. Y'all give me a like when y'all come through. Like, please. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out my boy Critical 509. Give me a like, man, so I can get in the algorithm. I need y'all. Right? You see it? You see it? Ain't no AI. You can see the haircut on Trump. You notice ain't no AI. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson thanking Donald Trump for his private donations to several African American scholarship funds. That's right. The man they now call racist. Let's go to some other things. This is an even better one. Look at this one. He's here in a picture where he's receiving an Ellis Award, which is my brother in the comment section, Mr. Critical 509, said earlier. He's in the media. He's getting an award called the Ellis Island Award in 1989. I was 1 year old, for contributing to the conditions of inner city black youths standing alongside Muhammad Ali, and some of you may know Rosa Parks. Mr. Steve, listen, Steve. I mean, come on, bro. What's good, Roy Brown? What's good, man? Shout out to you, man. God bless you, brother. I mean, what you saying would have some legs to stand on, but if you understood racism, see, you must don't understand racism. See, racism and homosexuality is two different things. And some people feel like this. This is how they felt when it came to the homosexual thing. The homosexual thing was so looked down upon. And listen, they was it. You think that they wasn't doing nothing. They was playing like they was against it, but they wasn't against it. They was for it. That's why they put Barack Obama in there, for that to be on his legacy. That was to be put on his legacy. All these other presidents could have passed that. Bill Clinton and him wasn't that much different, but they wanted to put that on his legacy. And that also was a spiritual test. That also was a spiritual test for the people of Christ, the church, and how really a black people test for really more anybody. Because do you worship God or do you worship skin color? Because if you worship God, you ain't had no business going to vote for no president who is openly telling you that he's going to be pro-abortion, the shedding of innocent blood. And not only is he going to be pro-abortion, he's going to be pro-LGBTQ to the point where he's going to pass gay marriage and go directly against God's law. And of course, most black people fail, including myself, but I've repented, right? Because we said to ourselves, you know what? This is the first black president. We did it. And we showed seen how he came in there and did nothing. I would tell all y'all watching me to go watch this two-part documentary series by the great Chad Jackson called Uncle Tom, and it'll change your life. But I'm just saying, you can't. That's just not a good argument to stand on. I mean, yeah, I can't. Yeah, that don't make sense. But I mean, if you want to go with that, if that's what make you feel, I'm not gonna say make you feel, but if that's what you want to go with and say he not racist, that's a big difference. See, putting your money where your mouth is a big difference. Putting your money where your mouth is a big difference. And this way in the 80s, when we know in this 89 when he received that award, so that means he had already been doing this for a significant amount of time. In 88, when he went on Oprah, he said, man, I don't think I'll run for president, but if I did, but he said he wouldn't do it. And I'm sure, he didn't know what he was going to go through, bro. He didn't know that he was going to go through what he was going to go through. But I want to play let me play some more video. But you know, just some other things that he did when he first got in office. Let's skip and let's fast forward to when his first administration. And I'm gonna post some things. Let me find them. He signed a law, the First Step Act, which released 7,500 prisoners, 91% black. Actually, I had two people personally that I know that were released on that act. He got big corporations too. This is why black unemployment was at its lowest ever under his first administration, because he got corporations to invest hundreds of $millions in opportunity zones. What opportunity zones is, if you from the hood, you from the inner city, you know, it's parts in the hood where it's just nothing going on there. It might be empty pants. It might have was a store back then or whatever. And he got corporations to invest to put things in those areas to employ the people in that area. It might have didn't hit your city, or might have didn't hit your particular neighborhood, but that was supposed to be in place had he got reelected, but he didn't. And I'm glad he didn't at this point, because this administration is a dream team. It's the best ever. I didn't like Mike Pence, and there's a lot of people who was a part of his first administration. We come to find out, we didn't know then, but we know now with snakes, He got a lot of people who came in his administration now who like the RFK, the Tulsi Gabbards, and he just built a dream team. And JD Vance, man, Marco Rubio, them dudes class act. Pete Hegseth, them all three of them do. He got 3 people that's under him that can be president right now with no experience. And what I ain't gonna say no experience, no presidential experience. Of course, JD Vance and Marco Rubio have been in politics, and Pete Hegseth is from the military, but just with just that energy that they got, which is again what I'm about to speak on soon when I finish showing all of these clips and these exhibits on why Trump is not racist. And the reason why I got to show this because a lot of y'all never seen this stuff. A lot of y'all didn't know he was doing these things for black businesses, for black people. Y'all didn't know, right? And the media didn't tell y'all that. What y'all should do for the ones of y'all who may come, I don't know if Robbo was just trolling or whatever. What y'all should do is ask y'all leaders now, why was y'all lying to Al Sharpton? When did he become racist? Why he wasn't racist then before he even ran for president and he was giving all this money to black colleges that you was a part of, Al Sharpton? Even thing that I didn't show you that was came to find out he was doing. Like it's certain things that Bill Riley spoke about this. It's certain situations where they would have situations and the thing they would put together, Al Sharpton and them like feed the kids in Harlem and stuff like that there. And they would write checks to these people. Bill O'Reilly, another one who they call it racist all of a sudden. And Trump, they would help these people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a tax write-off. But again, you don't have to give money to people. And if you're racist, that's why, Mr. Steve, you must don't know what racism is, because when you're racist, you're not going to give money to people that you're racist against, whatever race that is. Why would you do that? You can give that money to your own people and get the same tax write-off. Not giving that to no people I don't like. I'm not helping no people I don't like. And I had to say that because y'all might say, oh, well, he was doing this for Tyson. He was doing this for the boxing and all that there because it was beneficial to him. That's wrong. But in case you want to do that, he was giving this to black colleges, doing stuff in black communities. This man was a big part of helping. And again, in his first administration, he had the lowest black unemployment because those opportunities on. He gave HBCUs permanent funding. Even brought them their own building inside the White House so they can always get funded from future administration. Even Barack, why Barack didn't do that? He black. Give me a like, man. Please give me a like, y'all. Give your boy a like. And I want to, and some other things I'm gonna bring up that nobody brought up yet in the comment, but I'm gonna bring it up. Somebody always, because people always go, well, he was racist and he didn't want to let black people rent in his buildings. He got sued for that. All that's about to be debunked in this video I'm about to show you guys. But again, why would he do that? See, you got to make it make sense. So you're telling me that he was helping inner cities with donations. He was helping black children get scholarships. He was helping everybody black. But when it comes to people staying in his apartment complex that he was over, oh no, that's a no there. Like we gotta make it make sense. But I'm gonna play this video to help y'all make it make sense. Let me see.
So hard for me to witness is people stating that the president is a racist because I've seen
is a racist.
firsthand. He saved one of my best friend's lives, a black woman who has been with him.
So
for
he has a
18
black friend.
years.
He's a racist.
No, he saved her life.
No,
He did.
Oh, and I just had to say something in the between of that. Do y'all remember when Jennifer Hudson whole family got killed, or like not her whole family, but like I think it was her mom or a whole bunch of people in her immediate family got killed? Do y'all remember who came and got her and hid her in his personal suite? It was Diddy. Nope, I lied. It was 50 Cent. Nope, I lied again. It was your favorite black It was your favorite black celebrity, Barack Obama. No, none of them did. It was Donald Trump who got her and put her in his personal suite. And that's why I have a deep repugnance for Jennifer Hudson, because she came out and supported, she came out drunk the Kool-Aid. She came out and supported Biden and Kamala, and she joined the Trump hate train after what he did for her. And that's why it's so hard for black people to be trusted, man, because this is what they do. That's wrong. Why would you do that? You could have you could have been neutral, but you're gonna go against somebody who helped protect you and your children. Like, man, that's low or low. You know what I'm saying? But let me finish playing this.
When you target DEI programs with executive office from your with executive orders, your first week in office, arguing that the policies undermine national unity. You know, when you shared racist posts about the Obamas, when you pursued the death penalty for the exonerated 5.
Lies. This is the ad. Let's go straight to the part where any execution talk was spoken about. Mayor Koch has stated that hate and rancor should be removed from our hearts. I do not think so. I want to hate these muggers and murderers. They should be forced to suffer, and when they kill, they should be executed for their crime. They must serve as examples so that others will think long and hard before committing a crime or an act of violence. Yes, Mayor Koch, I want to hate these murderers, and I always will. I want to hate these murderers. Now back up to this. When they kill, they should be executed for their crime. Now, please tell me, what was Central Park 5 locked up for? Oh, wait. Rape. They was locked up for rape. So how was he talking to them?
You knew they had been exonerated. These are the reasons that his behavior is so hard. And I don't know whether you know about this, but in the 70s, he was accused of discriminating against black tenants because he wouldn't rent to them.
Finish her.
And I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's crazy because there's an article. That was an article showing that there was a lie.
They took him.
Numerous newspaper articles would harshly criticize him for such an obscene performance in what was supposedly a more progressive time. However, one person who actually didn't have a problem with the roast was Whoopi herself. In every picture that has her in it, she looks like she's having the time of her life. Thus, Whoopi said herself that she not only wrote many of Ted's jokes, but even referred him to the makeup artist who did his blackface.
Saying a thing. Donald Trump is a racist. There's no question. It is time to say the truth and tell it like it is. And the most recent thing that he did by posting on Truth Social, the Obamas depicted as apes in The Lion King, where there are no apes in The Lion King. That was a racist act. He tried to blame a staffer. A staffer did not do it. He did it.
Who posted it? It was in fact a staffer.
Can we please roll the clip?
It was a staffer who
Should be
posted
taken
it.
as the policy of the Trump administration. It's coming straight from the horse's mouth. When you see it on Truth Social, you know it's directly from President Trump.
President Trump is a racist.
He is not.
Who put that clip of the Obamas on there.
Are you shitting me?
I was in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
Y'all can't really see that, but y'all get my point, what I was saying, and just proving that, is a lie that the man not racist. But hold on, I ain't finished. And like I say, I'm going here for a reason. I want y'all to stay with me now. It's the last two I'm going to post. Then we're going to get off into what we need to be getting off into.
But it's a very special group of people. So happy Black History Month, happy Black History Year, and happy Black History. But there's
The reason why I wanted to take the time to play this, you may say, well, he's just saying that he have no right at this point. He said, I only see a pair of lips moving. Shout out to you, Zhivago. God bless you. But what I'm saying is, this man, everybody know. It's not like it's no secret at this point. Everybody know that this man have been hated by too many black people. I'm not gonna say all, because there's a lot of black people that support him, even some that support him quietly. And that's one of the things I'm about to get off into in my next topic. But this man just held a big old celebration like he do every year since he been in the White House. He went celebrated. He just had a big celebration for Black History. Brought all kind of black people from all around to the event, and he had some words he spoke. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to do this. He's not getting a lot of love from the black community. Um, Shout out Nicki Minaj and some of the celebrities that openly support him, but it's not many that's black. A lot of them do it behind closed doors. They love his tax laws, but I digress. Um, 3 more years he'll be out. He'll be going off into the sunset, living his billionaire life. Um, and but yet, so he don't have nothing to gain from this. He didn't have to do this. He could have just said, okay, made a little cute little post, Happy Black History Month, and kept it moving. But he had this big celebration. He invited so many people. One of the people he invited is a personal friend of mine, Vince Everett Ellison. Check his channel out. Learn a lot from that brother. That brother deep. Reverend Vince Everett Ellison. Just to repeat his name once again. He actually was invited. And he went, man, and it just was a great experience from what I seen. And this is just some of the words he had to say. This is just some of the words that he had to say.
A very special group of people. So happy Black History Month, happy Black History Year, and happy Black History Century. Thank you all. Thank you, Bruce. But this is a very special group of people. So,
And this is the last video I want to play before I get into the meat of this. Hold on. Black History Month. It's the one he did the other day where he went into, I don't know what this is. It looked like a Chick-fil-A or a KFC. Spoke with an all-black crew. Why would he rate? Why would he do this if he was racist? Again, he have no motive at this point. He know how a lot of black people have openly feel about him, especially the people like Jadman Crockett and the people the Hakeem Jeffrey, the Hank Johnson, the people who are in politics. He know how they feel about him. He know that black people look up to them, so that means automatically by default how they feel about him. But look, this man still goes and be a man of the people, right? He could have went to a place where the majority white people, but no. And he might have did, but I'm saying he went here and visited this all black shift, talked to this one lady who's there. I think she says she's been working there for 25 years, but let's check it out.
25 years. 24 years. Come on, wait. That's kind of good. All right, the cash. 25 years. 24 years. Too young for that. Come on, wait.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the series of this video. Thank y'all for them likes, man. I appreciate them likes, man. But let's get into it. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday or the day before, we was having a conversation, and he said something that made so much sense to me. He said, black people don't like Donald Trump. Liberal whites don't like Donald Trump. because he not. It's not because he racist. Everybody know that he's not racist. You know why they really don't like him? I say why. He said they don't like him because he's not a male feminist. And boy, did bells go off in my head. And what I mean by bells, I'm like, that's right. Listen, you said that. Listen, that is why Donald Trump is, and even on a spiritual level, you go to my channel. I made a video about 2 weeks ago called "Of My Letter to Donald Trump," a sermon, right? See, Donald Trump was never supposed to be elected. You had Barack Obama, who came in, and his sole position was to pass the gay agenda. That was his sole position. And he came out his own mouth. This is not me saying this. He came out his own mouth and said that I'm the most feminist, not feminine, which is we can question it as well, but I digress. The most feminist president ever. So he got Hillary Clinton to come in as the Secretary of State, and the next thing was to do was to put her in so she can push the feminist agenda, which is already on America heavy, aka the Jezebel spirit, which is women lording over men. It's not about equal rights. That's not what it was ever about. Feminist movement is the Jezebel spirit infused, and it's all about putting the woman over the man. And we understand that that's a problem. What you see in Black America, that is why you see what you see, because the woman have by default been put as the woman king. It's funny that that movie Woman King came out and there's no other race of woman that would have been able to play that role. See, art imitates life. And when they make movies like this, they telling you something. They understood how powerful the Black woman is in America, in Black America. And it's not her choice. She doesn't want that. Now she's on social media beating her chest, right? But she's not, that's not what she wants. But she has been forced to take this role because the weakness of Black men. Now watch this here. Going back, I want to go back. The majority of people don't like Trump because he's not a male feminist, right? Trump is a masculine man, which is dying out. Masculinity is dying out. And it's dying out mostly in Black America. Why is that? Because so many of our young men are being raised by women. We can sit here and we can make all of these YouTube channels and we can speak and bash the Black woman, which she needs her spanking as well. But guess what? This falls on you, Black man. You are supposed to be leading your community. And because a lot of y'all have left y'all children, these children are being raised by the women. What happens is they grow up and all of they around is mama, grandma, the mama friends. And what happens? That feminine energy is poured into them. So what happens is two things happen. Either they become homosexual or they become over-sexualized heterosexual males. But it's several problems that happen when a young man has feminine gasoline being poured into him because that's his surroundings. Because the man have left his father. The man has left his home. What happens is this young man becomes like the woman, overly emotional and impulsive. Being overly emotional and impulsive in a young man is dangerous. This is why they're in the neighborhoods killing each other. Because they have the spirit of mama in a male body. See, males are supposed to be the ones who do things diplomatically, have a conversation. Let's have a sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can get this rectified. Because a lot of times the shootings and killings be over nothing. Don't be over nothing real, nothing serious. But because they don't have that male energy in them that gives them the mindset to be stoic and be more logical and say, okay, look, we don't have to kill each other over no Facebook posts. We don't have to kill each other in no rap song. Let's just sit down like men and have a conversation about it And if we gotta go each other way, disagreeing, we can go each other disagreeing. You stay out my way, I stay out your way. We don't have to kill each other over it. Because they don't have that masculinity that's being poured into them because the dad is not around. And some of the daddies might come around for weekends or Father's Day or parade or something like that. Children need boys and girls. Boys and girls, but I'm speaking about the masculine aspect. Boys need their fathers. Even if the father is not all the way, when I say I'm trying to find a word, even if he's not the brightest person in the home, his masculinity needs to be present because it's something that comes from that gets poured into the young boy that balances things out. When you don't have that, you have the woman running the home, and this what happens. This what happens. So you got all of these women running the home. The women have been put in the forefront by default. The black community is matriarchal. So they're raising boys. So now these boys come up, and again, they gonna protect that feminine spirit. That's what's normal to them. And because of that, when you have somebody like Donald Trump, who is extremely masculine, who is from the old school, which is a dying breed, there's only a few more masculine men left, especially black men, because everything I just said. And women love masculine men. Don't get it twisted. See, the simp, right? What they call a simp, most people call a simp a dude spending money on women. That's not a simp. That's either a gentleman or a trick. If that's my woman, I'm supposed to take care of and spend money on her. And if she's not my woman and I'm getting a service, I'm a trick. That's what spending money. A simp is not that. A beta man is not that. A simp and a beta male is a man who have been raised by a woman, so he have female gasoline in him that he run off of. And this can also be dangerous for women. This is why a lot of women, black women, can't keep a man because they trying to date the men that they're raising. An overly emotional, impulsive man who is over sexualized, so he putting his penis everywhere. A lot of these dudes messing with men because they so over sexualized, right? But again, so our women dating these dudes and they don't know they're in a lesbian relationship because they dating a woman inside a man's body. And again, that can be dangerous. This is why so many of our black women are being killed. Yeah, they do a lot of dumb stuff, but again, the woman is going to be the woman. And men need to understand that the woman is a grown child. That's what men need to understand. The sooner you understand that women are grown children, not children, they're children who've grown up. They're not going to take accountability for the most part. But again, I'm not here at this video. We're going to have videos to speak about women. It's not what this is about. This is about the men. I'm focused on the men. Because when the men change, everything else going to change by default. So we won't have to be worried, oh, the woman doing this, the woman doing that. When we get together, when we get our mind right as black men and turn back to God, not the preacher, not the therapist, not the drugs, not the money, when we get our mind back right together, because see, what has happened is, because we as black men have turned our back on God and start worshiping everything else, money, cars, clothes, vagina, women, you name it. God not even in most of our top 10. He have a lot, the devil have capitalized off that and made our women turn against us. Right? And the children automatically just go astray. That's why they killing each other. They can't get around each other without fighting or some type of violence or degeneracy. Because we out of whack, the whole community out of whack. And instead of focusing on that, we blaming the white man. We blaming Donald Trump. We blaming ICE. It's none of these people problem. Or some of these people capitalizing on what we got going on? Absolutely. But the biggest capitalizer on what we going on is our own people. You know, I tell people all the time, I have no respect for Barack Obama and his wife. No respect for Al Sharpton. No respect for none of these so-called black people. So the people that black people worship. These people can do stuff every year. They for the last 10 years, they haven't been in politics. They're not running for office. Their children are grown. Barack Obama and the way they'll worship, they can go to every city where there's a lot of black crime, post an event, get some celebrities to come out, speak, talk to the youth about valuing their education, about stop killing each other, stop aborting their children, tell the black men to stop creating broken homes. And this would do a big change. It wouldn't alleviate all the stuff that's going on, because some stuff just too far gone. But they would help a lot. They would help a lot because people would listen to what they have to say. We got here because we kept our family together. We was able to get in the White House because we kept our family together. We got our education. They don't do that. He had 8 years to do it. And he's even more popular now than when he was in office, and he's still not doing it. But yeah, he'll get on a podcast and tell you that your son need to have a gay friend. Michelle get on a podcast and tell you about how racist Donald Trump is and what he's doing to you and how he's holding you back. But they won't tell you that the problem they won't even go to their own city, Chicago, where black blood is being poured every day. They won't even go there and say nothing. But black people think these people care about it. I digress. So, what we have to do as black men, and I want to play a few videos speaking about that. And I want to read these comments. But you know, that has been attacked in our community. We've allowed so the reason why so many black people hate Donald Trump is because he's not a male feminist. He's not. He's masculine. And even the black men in our community, most of them who have been raised by women, they have the spirit of a woman. So that's what they are. They're male feminists. Unbeknownst, they don't even know it. But they're male feminists. And so any masculine man is automatically a threat to them. And they don't really know how to word it. So, oh, he's racist. No, he's not. He's just masculine. He's unapologetic. And women love masculine men. Don't get it tricked. Like a lot of you dudes out here who with these women, and I've dealt with them. Y'all, they'll come tell me, Vernon, he want me to lead and everything, and you think you're doing her a favor. You think because that's what's normal to you. It's normal for a woman to lord over you, your mother, your grandmother. So that's normal for you. So you go out into the world, you date a woman, and you think always telling her no and letting her run everything is that's not what she don't even want that. Now she'll stay with you until she just get too weirded out by it, but she'll stay with you. But she gonna have her masculine man on the side and he might be broke. That's the crazy thing about it. He might be broke and he gonna be tearing her because she wanna have that masculine energy. She just don't want to submit to that. Because if she submit to that, that means accountability. That means she's gonna have to be an upstanding woman. And a lot of these women, they don't want to do that. They want to do now when they get a certain age. That's why older women like masculine men, but younger women, when you talk about 50 and under, 40 and under, they not into that because they still got that. With a masculine man comes order. Listen, I'm not supposed to be doing nothing out here to make you look bad, and you're not gonna be doing nothing out here to make me look bad. I see these dudes all the time. I see they women on social media, they married to them or they in serious relationship, but this woman posting selfies and some of them full body with her booty out. What you think she's doing this for? She's advertising. She's advertising. And guess what? Those weak dudes that they're with, they're not gonna say nothing. But see if they were a masculine man, take that down. And women that do certain things, this is what dudes don't understand. It's certain things women to do. Thank you, Lord. It's certain things women to do that they want you to say something to them. They want that masculinity to come out of you because That's just turned them on in a way that I can't explain. It's just the woman and the way she works. When you a dude who just let her just do everything, she's gonna resent you. If you're a breadwinner, you got money, she'll stay for as long as she can. But she gonna be double. You gonna be licking after somebody, bro. Because women, that turns them off. It do. It do. I listen, but I can't explain the woman. The woman is one of the most hardest things in the world to understand, but it do. And we have lost our masculinity in our community. And the woman, give me some likes when y'all come in. Please give me the likes. I'm about to read the comments and shout out y'all out because I appreciate. I see somebody comment. I can't really see from here, but I gotta look at my other little thing. But yeah, man, that's just and so what has happened is, like I say, the enemy has capitalized of of the men leaving the home. They have capitalized and affected the woman because the woman. See, the woman. Let me say something about the woman. The woman is always always an easy target for the woman. I mean, the woman is always an easy target for the devil because the devil, the woman goes off how she feels. So see, the devil, that's his thing. He always gonna attack how you feel. Oh, I feel offended. Oh, I feel disrespect. However you feel is always the enemy, right? Unless there's a good feeling. I feel holy. I feel happy. None of that comes from the devil. Unless you feel happy after doing evil, that might come from the devil. But I'm just saying, any feeling you have of negativity is from the devil. But see, masculine men, they able to compartmentalize. They're like, okay, yeah, I feel, but I'm gonna still act like I'm supposed to act. I see the disrespect, but it ain't no big deal. See, women can't do that. They wear their emotions on the sleeve. Majority of blacks do. Because why? Majority of blacks have the feminine spirit in them. They're either feminists or male feminists. This is the majority of black people. You only have a few masculine black men left. Only a few. And that's what I want to be. I want to be part of. There's a lot of other brothers out there, but I want to take part in fixing that. Because these, like Kevin Samuels, and I want to be speaking on some of his videos in the future. And some of these guys that so-called the man of spirit, the MG, the big town, and all that, who quote unquote hate women or come off of they hate women. That's not the way you're gonna fix this. That's not women are not going to fix themselves. Women again are grown children. And it's not no disrespect to women. Women can do great things in this world. They are doing great things in this world. Women are essential. This is not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you have to understand the nature of the woman. And I did that to the best of my ability. I don't know if you ever just always just figure them out, but I did that to the best of my ability on trying to learn the woman and learn how she is. And I learned her. She's just like, it's funny that in a marriage, the father have to pass her on to you because it's like you are a new father because she's your oldest child. She's always going to be your child, your grown child. And that's okay. But you need to be a masculine man to the point where you can handle this and create order for your family. That's going to trickle down in the order of Christ. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. We all out of whack now. The woman is over the man and the children just out of control. And we see it everywhere we go. And believe it or not, our women want to be in that. That's why I said at the beginning, the woman has been put in the leadership. We the only community, only blacks. Black America is the only community where we are led by women. No other community is like that. Every other community is male dominant. Yeah, they have single parents and all that. Yeah, we know that. But I'm saying the majority. But the majority in our is women leading the household. You'll never hear no other black woman talk about, and this is why I speak about the beat in the chest. You'll never hear no other black women talking about they independent. I mean, you'll never hear no other race of women talking about how independent they are. And they don't need a man and all of this nonsense. And that's not how they really feel. That's not how they really feel. But they have been forced to feel this way, and they're thriving. They're educated. They're doing all these wonderful things. So now they beat their chest. but they want they black men. Listen, even if they don't know they want it, they want spiritually they want us, and spiritually we want them. But all of the black men that bash black women and talk about black women, that's not the right way to do it. You have to fix you. And once you fix you and turn back to God, right? Because the black man, bro, I mean, if you look at him, he's the only man in America who got excuses. Nobody else got no excuses. These people come all the way from Timbuktu, come here and get to it. The black man is the only man who has an excuse. He's crying about racism. He's crying about the white man. He's crying about everything. And that is feminine and demonic. That's not masculine. Whining about nobody. Ain't nobody, especially if you're a man or woman of God. But I'm speaking to the men. You're a man of God and you whining. You go to church on Sunday, you this, you that. And even these preachers are doing it. Huh? And you talking about a white man holding you back? How a white man or anybody holding you back if you're a man of God? 1 Peter 2:9 tells us we are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a chosen people. Romans 8:31 say, if God with you, who can be against you? Isaiah 54:17 say, no weapon, not even the white man, is formed against you shall prosper. So how can you even be a Christian and say the white man is holding you back, Trump or anybody else? It's impossible. It's an oxymoron. And our women may join on with us and yeah, the white, but the women see everything is spiritual. Some things is out of spiritual is something that woman telling her, ugh, he whining about another man holding him back. That's feminine and demonic. But I want to play this video from a great pastor that I like to listen to by the name of Philip Anthony Mitchell. He's the pastor of 2819 Church. And he said something that was very powerful in this video. And I want y'all to listen to it. So I'm going to cut the light off and I'm going to let y'all check it out.
God did not make Eve first. God made a male first and spoke to a male alone, gave a male instructions alone, then gave him a helpmeet from a rib. You want to ruin a society? Destroy men, make them effeminate, take them away from houses, remove them from their children. Just give a society a few generations without real men and watch what happened to a society without fathers. That's why the first person the devil's coming for the house is a father. And that's why when Eve wild out with the fruit, God ain't blast her first. You notice God didn't roll up on them until Adam ate. Eve ate. God quiet. She hands it to her husband, who's standing right there while she's talking to the serpent. He eats, all hell break loose. The male was the foundation. Man, that's why we're not on top. We're the foundation. You want to wreck a house, wreck a male. As soon as he's wrecked, everything else is out of order. Why do you think the enemy's always after the male first? God did not make Eve first. God made a male first and spoke to a male alone, gave a male instructions alone, then gave him a helpmeet from a rib. You want to ruin a society? Destroy men, make them effeminate, take them away from houses, remove them from their children. Just give a society a few generations without real men.
Now, I got another video I want to play. Just speaking on, and, a lot of times people say, let me give it, I want to speak on some people. Oh, man, let me see. I hope y'all giving me likes. I appreciate the support. Who in here? Shit, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Sir Kant, shout out to you. God bless you. Is God and sweet white Jesus the same person? Shout out to you, Mr. Rodney Bryan. Absolutely not. God is the Father. Jesus is the Son. Shout out to you, Inmate 47. That's a crazy name. Shout out to you, Sharice Brewster. God bless you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Is that true that God created Noah's Ark the way he created the earth? The 3 levels, is that true? You going into some God created everything. God definitely created Noah. Noah created the ark. But shout out to you, Arturo Chavez. God bless you. Is that true that God created Noah's ark the way He created the earth? The 3 levels. Is that true? Well, God creating the earth is in Genesis, and my thing is this about that. When we speak about that, this goes to anybody who don't believe in God. You know, Scripture tells us that every day you wake up. Well, I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing, but the Scripture tells us that every day you go outside, and like I said, I'm paraphrasing this, but every time you see nature, it tells you that God is real. Man can't do this. No Big Bang can't do this. And so, if the first beginning of the Bible is true, that God created all of these things, that means everything else is true, all the way to the end of Revelation. So, and even in between, we got to acknowledge that if it start out true, it has to end true. I'm one of those people who believe everything in the Bible. I don't believe it's just a book of stories. I believe it. I try to live my life according to it. And since I began doing that, I'm not perfect, but I do it to the best of my ability, and you will see dividends. Because the Bible is real, and God is real, and His Son Jesus Christ that died for you and I, and for our sins is real. And so, your question is kind of, I don't know if your question is really clear, but as for mentioned, I believe the first part of the Bible, so I believe it all. God created Noah to create the ark. But I want to also go to this second video, and this is about a brother who's speaking about I forgot his name, man. I want to have his name so y'all can go check him out. Let me see. Prince Donald. Prince Darnell's Instagram. Prince Darnell. And he's speaking about something I want to let you guys listen to, and how important it is to be a masculine man. And a masculine man is a man of God. You cannot be a man of God and not be masculine. Now, I do understand that some of our men, well, and I want to be clear when I say what I just said. You can't be a man of God and be not. You can't be masculine and not be a man of God. You can't be a man of God and not be masculine, because a lot of people, again, a lot of our men are. It's not their fault. It's just not. You can't blame them for something that's not their fault. It's not their fault that they were raised by their mama, their daddy left, and it's not their fault. So you can't blame them for that and say, "Oh well, you can't be a man of God because you're a male feminist." But we have to come out of that male feminism and go back into our masculinity. And I'm gonna give y'all that. That's gonna be the conclusion, because I'm about to close out. I thank y'all for coming out, but I'm gonna get that conclusion after this video play. If you read the scripture and everything that this brother Philip Anthony Mitchell just said about how God told Adam what not to do, and it's so for that story is so amazing. It speaks about the woman, and as I spoke earlier, it's always easy for the devil to operate in a woman because of her feelings. She's all about her feelings. She lives in her feelings. It's not that she's more evil than a man or anything like that. It's just that she's an emotional creature. She lives in her emotions and her feelings. And that's what the devil is all about, attacking your feelings. You feel like God ain't there for you. You feel this, you feel that. But as a masculine man, especially a masculine man of God, you're supposed to be able to, that's the devil. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I take every thought into captivity. When you're a woman, you live in those feelings, right? You always, somebody hate you, feel somebody hating on you. You feel it, you feel it, you feel it. And so the devil capitalizes off that. He's doing it now with the black woman. He's capitalizing off our black men and the lack thereof, and he's making her feel like she can actually do this on her own. And look at the community. Just look at Black America. And who's over there? Whoever running the show, whoever running the business, however the business doing is a reflection of them. And because black women are the woman king of Black America, the disarray that Black America is in has to be a reflection of them. But it's not their fault. It's the black man's fault. She have a piece of that. Now she not just completely scot-free, because a lot of these women, they know if he doing anything, but because our women are in survival mode, and it's not me making an excuse, this is me rectifying the truth. That's what I do here. This is a pro-truth channel. because the woman in general is a survivor by nature. Anything that's gold or glitter, she go for it. Doesn't matter if he's doing something illegal. You should never reproduce with somebody who doing something that you wouldn't want your son to do, doing something that you wouldn't want your son around. That's number one. But a lot of our women don't care. And that's our young women is listening to these rappers and this music, and this is what they everybody want to purge, everybody want to, you know what I'm saying? But they don't see the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get off to that right now. All I'm saying is the woman is a survivor by nature, so she's picking bad. She's really not, and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. She's really not supposed to be picking. Her father is supposed to be picking. If these women was allowing their fathers to pick their husband, black women, black marriage would skyrocket. Because the father would vet these guys. They would vet them for a year or two, or however long that they think it take. Okay, yeah, you good for my daughter. Because she can fool him. He can fool the woman, but he can't even fool the mama, but he can't fool the daddy. Right? And this is why I'm speaking about masculinity and what we need to do to get back to our masculinity. But again, I want to play this video from Prince Darnell. And I want to say that too. When you speak about the situation with Adam and Eve, it tells us so much about the women. It tells us so much, bro, because the woman had the whole garden. Same thing now. I always tell people the woman is never satisfied. That's why she need a masculine man. Because see, a masculine man is gonna moderate that. And she's gonna love that. That's gonna turn her on. But see, the male feminist, he's not gonna moderate it. He's gonna let her go out of control. As a matter of fact, he's gonna eat the tree, he's gonna bite the fruit too. But this woman had the whole garden. And just think, this wasn't no small backyard garden. This was a whole goddamn forest. But she wanted the fruit that she wasn't supposed to have because the devil played on her feelings and told her, oh, woo. And he went on ahead and God said, I told you. Don't blame it on the woman. I told you. And all throughout the Bible, but again, God is a masculine figure. God is a spiritual being, but he's a masculine. He's a male. Jesus was a male. Jesus' 12 disciples was who? Males. He didn't pick he could have picked Mary and Martha. He could have picked the woman to come along to hold the money like Judas was the treasurer. He could have picked the woman to cook. He could have picked the woman. He chose 12 men. The Bible is male. There's a reason why the Bible is male dominated, because males are the ones who create. They are the ones who are put in charge. They are the gods of earth. God, Christ, man. God, Christ, man. When that woman take that spot, which has happening in the black community and is slowly happening across America, is a problem. The woman is not put here to lead. That's not her role. She have an important role, very important role, but it's not to lead. And when she takes that, she's not gonna do it right. And so I want to play this last video. He's just speaking about the masculinity of the biblical creatures and just masculinity in general. And I want to play it.
You're a man who follows Yahweh. You cannot be a coward. A lot of the men in the Bible, although not perfect, stood on business. And they weren't looking to be liked, they were looking to lead. So it's very important to know, bro, that being a leader and standing on truth comes at a heavy cost. It comes at the cost of your friends and family probably not wanting to talk to you no more. It's going to come at the cost of people saying, you're not my cup of tea. Oh, well. And if you're not ready to pay the price, then you're not ready to be a leader. In the book of Genesis, Yahweh called men to subdue the earth, which is to bring order and structure to things. And the reason why this world is out of order is because men would rather be liked than to lead. For example, you might want to keep peace at the crib with your girl as opposed to checking her and saying, hey, mama, that's not how we do things around here, because that's not how it's called to go. Right? Like sometimes you got to do that. I'm speaking to myself when I say this. You're the man of the house now, bro. And if the people under your roof and around you are not in alignment with Yah's order and what he told you to do to keep things in order, then it's going to end up just like Eve, where she bit that apple. And God came to Adam and said, hey, because you have listened to your wife's voice and not my commands, cursed is the ground because of you. Did not make that up, bro. Read it in Genesis for yourself, because when I read it, it even checked me. I don't want the ground to be cursed because of me. But here are 3 commands that are in the Bible that Yahweh told men to follow in order to be great leaders. Number 1, don't ever compromise the truth in order to keep the peace. In Galatians, Paul said, am I now trying to seek the approval of men or of God? Or am I trying to please men? Because if I'm still trying to please men, then I can't be a faithful servant of Yahshua. Now, this one checked me, bro, because as a husband, a father, and a leader, the people around will try to get you to adjust the truth in order to make them feel better. But the second that you decide that keeping people happy is more important than following Yah's command, you're out of order. Let me remind you, you're called to lead. Number 2, lead with strength, rooted in obedience. As a man who's a leader of a household, it taught me, hold the line, remain true in Yah's word, but do it with compassion and do not be arrogant. You don't got to be arrogant or disrespectful to get your point across, bro, but definitely stand firm in the truth. Number 3, if you really love your brothers and your homies, make sure you tell them the truth about their actions, even if it hurts. Proverbs tell us better is open rebuke than hidden love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of the enemy. Real friends are going to wound you with the truth and to let you die with the lies. Seek the order, stay in truth, share this with a brother who needs it. You're a man who follows Yahweh. You cannot.
And I'm gonna bring things to a close. But I want to say this, because I know some people might be listening to this and they saying, okay, cool. You saying we need to be masculine. What if we didn't grow up with our fathers? What if we don't know how to really be masculine? We just feel like the way we've been operating, being male feminists, is the right way to go. Well, here's the subscription, not subscription. I'm gonna say prescription, the diagnose. I mean, not the diagnose. Here's the conclusion, and here's the remedy, and here's the solution. Because again, this is a solution-based, solution-oriented channel, and this really can be used for anybody. Anybody can use this, but this is what I want to talk to my men, my black men especially. Only one person can make you masculine if you're not already masculine. If you wasn't raised by your father, and that's God, the person who created you. Therapists can't do it. Mentors can't do it. Nobody can do it but God. Okay, how do I go to God? You don't know how to go to God. You don't have a prayer life. What you need to start doing, this is my recommendation. Do what you want, but this was my recommendation. Start every day from now on. First thing you do when you wake up, before you brush your teeth, before you do anything, thank God for waking you up. Thank God for everything you have. You can get the name and the stuff if you want to or not. Thank God for your family, right? And ask God to be with you throughout that day and everything you do and everywhere you go. Just that simple. That's a start. Once you begin to do that, and it's like second nature to you, God is beginning to, your voice is beginning to become familiar to God. Because a lot of us, God created us, so all of our voice is familiar, but some of us don't go to God except when we need something. And because God's so good, that's okay. But make it the way God hear your voice so much, at least once a day. If you got to speak to him throughout the day, cool. He's always there listening. And once you create that relationship with him, start to read you at least a scripture a day. They got apps that I recommend, the Daily Bread app. Our Daily Bread app. Faith to Faith app. Glorify app. Blessed app. That's one of my favorites. Bible Hub. Go download one of these apps and begin to do you a daily devotional. Make it non-negotiable. What you're doing is you're creating. Don't worry about, oh man, I still smoke weed. Oh man, don't worry about none of that. Let God do His job. God created you, and He's the only one who can clean you out. He's the only one that can do. He's the only one who can give you peace. He's the only one who can give you wisdom. He's the only one who can give you these things. You can go to school. You can go to Harvard. They can't give you wisdom. They can't give you understanding on things in life. The scripture tells us, get it in all you're getting, get an understanding. That comes from God. You can be the smartest person in the world, richest person in the world, and don't have no discernment and no wisdom. But again, as you begin to create that relationship with God, God is going to begin to speak to you. He's going to begin to lead you, and you're going to see a change in your life. And again, those baby steps are going to turn into big footsteps. And begin to ask God, give me wisdom. Give me knowledge. Give me understanding. Give me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of you, not of this world. I wasn't raised with my father. I may not be the best leader in my home. I may not be as masculine as I should be as a man. I want to be a man of God. Put the masculinity, not toxic masculinity, but put godly masculinity up on me. And just begin to ask God these things. You know what scripture, Philippians 4:6 tells us? To thank God for all we have and asking for all that we need. And that is going to give us peace. Everything you ask God, He's going to give you. And as you begin to create this relationship of just waking up and thanking God and asking Him to be with you everywhere you go and everything you do throughout the day, read your scripture, a chapter, and you begin to create that. You begin to take your faith muscle and work it out. Just like any other muscle, physical muscles or anything. That faith muscle is working out. By you praying and then fasting going to eventually come on. And before you know it, you're going to be that man of God, which is synonymous with masculinity. It's impossible almost to be a man of God and not be masculine. You got to be. Because the spirit of God is a masculine spirit. So if it's inside of you, you have to be masculine. And again, you're not going to always be liked by man, but you're going to be loved by God. Black men, take your crown back. God is there to help you do that. He's the only one who can help you do that. And on this channel, I'm going to be pointing you in the right direction. Happy Friday, man. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm out of here, man.
I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby. But papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man don't try, but you won't go get him a lawyer. You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became full. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the feds, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. change in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap it with a kilo, check me out.